This was pathetic. It was embarrassing. It was one of the worst performances I've seen in my life. I couldn't sleep last night because I felt this shit coming because we were walking around like, we're the shit. We beat the damn world champs. We're good. Oh, cocky.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazy Hezzy, and I like to talk about Yakuza games. And that's all for now, because this new Yakuza TV show it's not good.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker!
I genuinely went into it excited, and as someone who likes to create things, I was concerned but open-minded to the creators of the show saying, I'm gonna do my own thing to the games. But I didn't think that by the end of the episode, I would be questioning my own knowledge of the games that I have an entire YouTube channel about. This was painful to watch. Honestly, it was hilarious, but this was painful to watch. It ruined my posting schedule because I could not figure out how exactly to convey to you how horrible of an experience, how laughable of an experience I had watching the show. So I'm gonna make you a deal. If this video gets 500 likes, I will spin the block and do a full breakdown of everything wrong with just the first episode. But for now, I want to talk about the 3 biggest issues I had with the show in no particular order. Just get them. I gotta get something out of the way. Also, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the Like a Pirate release date, so subscribe. I'll talk about one thing I like before we get started. The fits in the show are elite. The setting is good. Like, they did a good job with the vibe, but it's kind of it. It's all built on vibe. This doesn't really apply to the 2005 scenes, but we'll get there. Number 1, the time warp. This is probably the worst offender because it's the easiest to fix. If you didn't know, the show is split between 1995 and 2005, which are the years represented in Yakuza, which I'm going to call Kiwami from here on out. The issue is, the year 1995 is pretty inconsequential in Kiryu's history as a Yakuza. Yes, that is the year he went to jail for killing Dojima, but these aren't formative years for a young Yakuza. Kiryu has been a lieutenant in the Dojima family for some time now by 1995. He's in the running to get his own family by this point. And despite other inconsistencies that I'll save for another time, like the video, a lot of the show is forgivable if you set it in 1985. This is pre-Yakuza 0, which is set in 1988, and thus untread territory for the series. By 1995, Shintaro Kazuma is number 2 in the Tojo clan. He's not the caretaker of Sunflower Orphanage. You tell me this is what was going on in the time leading up to Yakuza 0, I'm a lot more willing to believe you. Number 2, Date. Date is one of those characters that in a Hollywood film would be a shoo-in for Best Supporting Actor. In the games, his arc is top tier in my opinion and handled quite nicely. When he and Kiryu first meet in Kiwami, after Kiryu's arrest, Date's interrogation gives us so much to work with in terms of writing and performance. Without getting too deep into it, even after Date berates Kiryu relentlessly, Kiryu still calmly asks him to ensure that Yumi's ring is given to Kazuma for safekeeping. This one act tells us a lot. Mainly that the two clearly have a relationship outside of this interrogation room, and maybe even a friendly one. Why else would Kiryu trust him with something so valuable and so meaningful to him? From there, we can make any number of assumptions about the amount of respect that they have for each other, how long they've known each other, how many times they've sat in this very room, and how many deals they may have made in it. Date's a good cop, and Kiryu is a good man. The series is quick to depict the corrupt nature of the tangled web of cops and Yakuza, but in Kiwami, Date and Kiryu's collaboration is used as a force for good. We get none of this from the show. Before the interrogation scene, Date is given one line. This is in the 1995 flashback scene where he takes aim at a young Kiryu absconding with Yakuza cash from an arcade that they just robbed, but then gives up because he's not going to shoot a kid in the back. To be honest, this doesn't tell us much about Date. He's not a good cop just because he didn't take pot shots at a kid on a fast-moving vehicle in a high-traffic area. Annie Oakley shouldn't take that shot. Fast forward, and all of Date's scenes they take from the game are watered down to feckless begging for Kiryu to save Kamurocho, and Kiryu grumpily saying, No, I'm gonna leave the country. I have nothing for me in Kamurocho. He says he's gonna leave the country, but he has no money. It just doesn't make sense. But that's not number 3. Number 3 is, Why are we calling him Kazuma? Seems like it could be easily confused with Kazuma. Why are we adding characters? Why did Kiryu get a cheap off-the-rack suit when we can assume Kiryu's actual suit is closer to the 500k yen mark Nishikiyama sets in Zero? Yes, I know that he still shits on the suit at the end, but I think Kiryu would take his role as Dojima Lieutenant seriously, so while it may not be flashy, it was probably custom tailored by the guy at La Marche. We didn't need the suit origin story. Where is Haruka? Did they give Yumi a real sister instead of her having a fake sister like she did in the game? Who is this woman? Where is Haruka? What was Yokoyama thinking when he ran out of the room to smoke that cigarette? Is this why they moved up the release date for Like a Pirate? Because they knew
This shit is so
Ass, bitch! Quit the music! Quit that ass! Turn that off! Turn that trash ass shit off!